right, guys, got another sneak peek at the new season that's coming out next week. Man, it's going to be so good. I hope everybody's excited. Of course, we see a planet that it's obvious it's not Earth. The moon is destroyed, and then it reveals that it's Zordinia. That's like one of those horrible names that they give the Christmas movies, Hallmarky movies, where they have to make up a kingdom or a country that doesn't exist.
Crown Prince of Genovia.
What do you know about the royal family of Aldovia?
Aldovia.
Princess Xandar, huh? Never even heard of Xandar.
You know what I'm talking about, right? I think a lot of people are going to assume this is where Zordon's from, but remember that Zordon is from Eltar. That's in canon in the live action show, and even in the comic books, which aren't considered canon. I mean, they have a whole entire saga about the Eltarian War with Zordon. So he's not from Zordinia. I don't know what that is. I wonder if it has something to do with maybe like some Zords were made there or Zords come from there. I don't know. It'll be very interesting if all of a sudden they're just like, yeah, hey, all the Zords came from Zordinia. The exact plot line to Highlander 2, which was a complete disaster. We'll just go on. So we get this killer drone shot, guys. Dino Fury really started utilizing the whole drone shot thing. And then they also did that in Once and Always. Once and Always had that amazing opening shot with Billy. Izzy had this battle where she was fighting through a playground and the drone was flying like under things and around things. And it was amazing. So I really need to give a shout out to the people who do this. Obviously, this shot is just the proof of how amazing their work is. Ryan Haste, he's the drone pilot. He actually drives the drone. And then Sam Peacocke is the drone camera operator. It's pretty obvious that they work really well together because almost every project one of them is on, the other one is on. Just to name the big ones you guys probably have heard of: The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, that just came out on Amazon; Dynasty Warriors, which was an awesome movie; the live action Mulan movie; The Meg; Ash vs. Evil Dead. And I really don't want to blow past this whole thing because honestly, it's really added so much. It's almost like they've given Power Rangers its own style, up the production value, with still maintaining maybe sort of a minor budget. Because Power Rangers, again, guys, we're not talking Marvel money, we're not talking Star Wars mummy, we're not talking Star Wars money. We're still a very small operation, the whole Power Rangers show. You know, I'm not on the show, I shouldn't say we. They have to work with a small budget, and they have to move through content very quickly, and these drone shots have been incredible, just absolutely incredible. And this one is one of the most incredible ones I've ever seen, especially on Power Rangers, but just in general. These drone shots are not great on accident. Sam Peacocke, the drone camera operator, has experience doing directing. He started out in 2006 doing a bunch of different bands' music videos. These are a lot of the like New Zealand bands in the area that were the Mint Chicks, King Kapisi, Blind Spot, the Czechs, and the Adults. In 2010, he wrote a short film, which, guys, I'm horrible at English. I have dyslexia, so I apologize because I really don't know how to pronounce this. Manuewa. I hate this. I can't. It's not that I'm uncultured. Well, it's probably because I'm uncultured, but I can read music better than I can read just English and. Oh man, I'm so sorry. But anyway, one of the actors in that short film is named Hera Dunlevy, who actually was in Power Rangers Dino Fury as a Rafkonian representative in the Ancient History episode. Ion reveals that they actually were the ones who made the spork. Zato had a chance to stop it, but he didn't. That's the type of deep dives you're getting on my channel, I'll tell you that much. I waste way too much time. Why do I look into every single actor that's ever been on these people's projects? I don't know, man. But also directed a movie called Shihad, Beautiful Machine. And then in 2016, it seems like that's when he really got into doing the aerial camera stuff. Now, Ryan doesn't have a website or anything I can really find to look into his career more. He has a website connected to his Instagram page that's called Aerial Camera, and it looks like this is a company that maybe him and Sam do, or maybe there's more people, but everything they've done on IMDb is listed on this website, so I assume maybe this is their production company or their crew they work with. I don't know. But where Sam is definitely a director by heart and can apply that to his camera work, Ryan is definitely the tech guy. I mean, on his Instagram page, there are tons of pictures of the development of drones they're working on and things that he's doing, so you can tell he really nerds out about that stuff. He's definitely got this down pat. By the way, I'd love to interview you guys. If you guys ever see this and you want to do an interview, I would love to do that because I'd love to talk to you about what you've done for Power Rangers and just how you guys have kind of built this career. So back to this particular shot, this actually reminds me a lot of some of these Sentai movie crossovers they would do where they'd get like like 5 different teams together. And especially in the old ones, they would do these big shots where they just kind of keep moving the camera. And even though it wasn't a drone, and they had these big choreographed fights that they would just keep moving. They didn't really cut to this and then this and then this. And it would be really interesting to have seen this type of thing done with the drone in the Legendary battle. I know that would have been a lot more work, but all the cutting back and forth, it's just so choppy. This is such a cool all-in-one shot that gives you a little more of that old-timey Power Ranger nostalgia. Like in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they would have fights without their suits, and they would really just be continuous shots. They wouldn't cut as much in between. Now that there's less people who do fighting, it's pretty much like cut, stunt guy, and it's just very, it's a lot of that. So this is a really cool shot. I think it's bringing really the feel of Power Rangers back, like the original feel of Power Rangers when people were kids. I think this is a positive thing. There's certain things that they don't need to go back in time and try to do like in the 90s, but this is one thing that I think brings a really cool nostalgia feel, but is also amazing. So we're seeing the Morphin Masters flying all over. I think all the Morphin Masters are there, it looks like. If all the Morphin Masters are present, these minions must be very, very powerful. I mean, they were all made by Scrozzle, I assume, and Scrozzle definitely knows what he's doing. And if he had more resources, maybe Zed had more resources than, Vengex or Evox had. So maybe these are just really, really incredibly strong minions, maybe the strongest we've ever seen in Power Rangers. Then we see the close-up of Zato. Of course, he's the Ghost Ranger, soon to become the Zenith Ranger. Beautiful shot of him fighting with his cape. There's not very many Power Rangers with capes like Magna Defender, the Mystic Force Rangers, and that might be it. So there is the theory that possibly he is a Morphin Master. We saw in one of the other sneak peeks that he used a Morphin Master staff, so we assume that he might be a Morphin Master when he becomes the Zenith Ranger. I really feel like they look like a cross between the traditional putty, at least that color scheme, and then the Quantitrons from In Space. We cut to one of Zed's generals who seems to be like an octopus. The other one seems to be maybe like kind of a flower monster. I can't really tell for sure. Behind them, there was a floating, I assume, fortress, but it has a big rotating like drill at the bottom of it. So I assume that that is going to drill into the planet and probably destroy it. They say toast to your freedom. So I assume that this scene, this battle, is probably the first main shot of the whole entire show, because Zato comes back at the end of the finale and says,
I have an important mission for the team. We have to leave right now.
What's going on?
It's Lord Zed. He's escaped.
Link to Morphin Ray!
Smooth.
Power!
I assume this is what happens right after that. Of course, we have a new voice actor for Zed. I don't know who that is yet, but Andrew Lang, who did it in Dino Fury, sadly was basically just bullied online. People were being really nasty to him, being horrible. He has plenty of other projects he can be a part of. So when it came down to, do you want to return? He just said, no, I don't, it's too toxic. I don't want to do that, which is really, really sad. I have a whole video on that if you want to check out how awesome of an actor Andrew Lang is. The fact that people were crapping on him is ridiculous. So you should check out, I mean, he's done tons of work for Power Rangers in the past. He was a perfect choice for Zed. And so it's sad. It's really sad that people were so nasty, but here we are. So we'll see. I think the new voice sounds good. I thought Andrew Lang sounded good as well. I thought Andrew Lang sounded a little more menacing, which I thought fit Zed's character of that time frame. He was cloned. That is not the real Lord Zed. That is a clone of Lord Zed from his highest reign of evil. So everybody who keeps saying, oh, what happened? How did he become evil again? It's a copy. Now it seems like maybe Zed is taking all these different, maybe misfits of these monsters or these people who maybe don't have a place of their own as far as being minions. He's bringing them together. I think it's sort of like he's building his own alliance of evil, like we saw in Power Rangers in Space. And this is also exactly the same idea that Thrax, his son, or sort of his son, the same thing that Thrax did in Once a Ranger, where he brought in all the different fractions of villains and had them fight together, which ended up being a problem and really exploded in his face, which maybe is what's going to happen to Zed partway through. Zed's visor is black, which is kind of weird because it's usually a red tint. So it's strange that they went black. Now I have to look up and see if it was black in Dino Fury. I don't remember it being black, but maybe we'll see. Maybe there's a reason for that. I don't know. This is another incredible shot of Zed looking down at the battlefield. And in the top left, you can see Billy fighting. So that's really cool. Billy's already in the show. And this is really the beautiful thing about getting away from Sentai footage. I know there are people out there who just want it to be Sentai and say, just do Sentai, stop, don't do this original stuff. But we really wouldn't get this battle, this whole battle scene. We wouldn't even get something like this if we just had to strictly use Sentai footage. Not that they don't have cool footage on their own. This is definitely different, and we get to see a lot more of Billy in the Mighty Morphin blue suit. We're going to see that throughout this whole series, which is amazing that we get to do. So that's pretty much everything I've seen in this. I'm really excited. I mean, this is an amazing start to the season. They've been doing stuff like this for a while now. I mean, the first episode of season 2 of Dino Fury, they have this amazing running fight on top of a rooftop. If you haven't seen that, you got to check it out. It's really good. So the people who say the current Power Rangers are terrible or everything sucks compared to the back in the day, I'm sorry, but you're just absolutely flat out wrong. There's so many great things happening. I actually have done a few breakdown videos of the Dino Fury season. I would love for more people to see those because it seems like not a lot of people are interested in them, but we really get in depth and you find so many things out about the culture of New Zealand, the people who are acting on these shows, the extras who come in. It's really fun. I love those videos, but yeah, go check them out if you're interested, especially if you like this deep dive. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one. Bye.